Azrael, the angel who separates the soul from the body at death in Muslim and Jewish legend, from Arabic Azrael, from Hebrew Azrael, God has helped. Friend. May I call you friend? Okay, so we're rivals and you're wondering, why the hell is he writing to me? Well, my friend, I am on to the big one, and I mean big with a capital B, the Star Prize. But the fact that you've received this letter means it's proved way too big for me. You see, I arranged to have this letter delivered to you if I hadn't returned in 4 days' time. Obviously I haven't, so I'm stuck and need your help. But first let me backtrack and explain. I swear I am sober as I write this. I've found the Grail itself. I said the big one. I spent a lot of last summer researching the journals of pilgrims traveling through the Holy Lands after the First Crusade, when I came across an account of a mysterious shipment leaving Jerusalem in 1146. The shipment was escorted by 12 Templars, so I knew this was important. But there were no other records of its arrival or departure. It took me 9 months of searching through every library in Europe to find the next clue. It was the burnt fragment of a transfer order for 12 knights to Wick in northeast Scotland. But of course that just raised more questions. Why so many knights to such a barren place? And were these the selfsame knights that left Jerusalem? I was sure they were, so I kept looking until I found the next clue in Paris. The original transfer order had been authorized by the Templar Grand Master himself, so this just had to be big. Last week I traveled to Wick, and it was there that I found the final clues. In a graveyard I found a tombstone dated 1763 which reads, "Here lies Sir Guy of Bramley, a crusader now in God's holy army." Clearing the grass away from the base of the stone, I found a line of Latin text, badly eroded but still legible, which translated to read, "The answers you seek lie close to my heart." I was dumbfounded. Sir Guy of Bramley was the name of one of the 12 knights on the transfer list, but 1763, 600 years after first arriving on Scottish soil? The reference to Crusader was another tantalizing clue, but the clincher for me was the Latin text. The answers were buried with him. So next morning, when it was appropriately still the dead of night, I dug down to Sir Guy's coffin. In the disintegrated remains I found a lead cylinder. Inside was his testament, which I've translated, copied out, and enclosed with this letter. When you finish this, read it for yourself. It's an amazing tale. I now know the whereabouts of the Grail. I came back here to sort things out, and tonight I'm driving back to get it out. So why am I telling you this? Because I'm getting fearful and superstitious, I suppose, and because I feel that nothing about this affair is quite as it seems. As you are now reading this letter, it seems my sense of foreboding is not misplaced. I need your help. Come to Eternus, help me, and we'll split the profits 50-50. That's fair, isn't it? Goodbye and hurry. I wish you better luck than it seems I've had. Signed, Colin Scott. This is the solemn, true, and final testament of Sir Guy of Bramley, Crusader and Templar Knight. Read well, for my death draws near, and I have little time. I beseech you, what rests in darkness must, by God's grace, be brought back into the light. In the year of our Lord, 1146, I was to be found a young Templar knight, fighting battles long and hard with my holy brothers. One such battle with my mighty brother Talim brought us to great renown. The fire and fury of our faith supported us both at the Battle of Corinth. We too fought against the horde, laying waste to full 50 Saracens, and causing 10 more to beat a hasty retreat. It was this renown that led us to be amongst those 12 Templars chosen to guard the holiest of all relics. For in Jerusalem, that holiest city, a wondrous discovery had been made, and thence kept secret by the leaders of our order. They had found the Grail itself, though strange it is, fashioned of a stone that lights and warms the darkness, a holy light that heals all wounds and denies the reaper his harvest. In the cold winter of 1153 we left the world of ordinary men. We followed our leader and lord Tobias de Trace deep beneath this Scottish soil to begin the long vigil that has racked and tortured our souls, breaking the spirit of more than one of us. My eyes grow dim and my hand falters. I must hurry, for believe me, the year is now 1763, and without the power of any Grailstone to protect me, the long decades fall upon my flesh with the hunger of wolves. Read on and mark my words well. Woe is a lot of men, for a son of devils is among you. Moloch the traitor has escaped with stolen Grailstone, and treads the lands of fragile humans, feral and immortal. Havoc is his true name, and only in the power of the Grail lies the hope of salvation for humanity. I charge you who have found this document of my shame and failure to enter the Temple of Eternus and retrieve it. May the Lord forgive me, for I have failed in preventing his evil to enter this world of youth and vigor. The Knights Templar. In AD 1099, a year blessed to God, the Crusader armies under the leadership of Godfrey of Bouillon finally brought Jerusalem under Christian control. After 4 long years of struggle, the armies rode singing through the streets of the Holy City, freed at last from Saracen rule. Over the next century, thousands of Christian pilgrims traveled to the city. However, as time passed, more and more people were beset by robbers and bandits. In response, a group of knights, led by Hugh de Payan, formed the Order of Knights Templar. These brave men of God rapidly gained the admiration of all Christendom for their courage and became beneficiaries of papal support, with gifts of lands and titles bestowed upon them. In the years that followed, the Templars expanded rapidly. They became a major power, with Templar outposts founded throughout Europe and the Holy Lands. In AD 1146, the Templars uncovered the resting place of the Grail in Jerusalem. With the recent loss of the city of Avessa to the Turkish rabble, the holiest of all relics was removed without delay to Paris. It was guarded by an escort of 12 knights and arrived safely at the Templar High Command in the spring of AD 1148. The Raptors. Raptor, a bird of prey, from Latin, one who seizes, from raptus, rapt. The raptors are sophisticated cat burglars by nature. Shunning the heavily armed stormtrooper approach, they prefer to be light and fast, quickly and quietly finishing the job before anyone even knows they're there. Raptors tend to wear lightweight thermal coveralls with soft-soled sneakers. They also wear the MS-2 helmet, a rather sophisticated piece of military hardware. A light backpack or satchel capable of holding their tools and supplies complements their standard equipment. Details on the MS-2 helmet are provided in the official literature. More information regarding the Raptors can be found in the following electronic journal, number 676. The Electronic Journal of the State of Worldwide Archaeology, issue 676, March 2003. Article 2, The Rise and Rise of the Raptors. Reporter M. Giles. The traditional archaeologist's image from the last century of the tweed-jacketed, pipe-smoking university professor has been supplanted forever by a new breed of scavengers with the questionable title of raptors. They are the children of a new age, an age where increasing uncertainty accompanies the massive tectonic upheavals that since '98 have reshaped and redefined the world we live in and our perception of our place in history. The impact of these changes on the world of archaeology has been profound. The shifting of the land and the global reduction of sea level has revealed many new archaeological sites. Among them are whole towns and cities from previously undiscovered human cultures, like the city of the Mabu people, long lost beneath the sea. See issue 594. Our knowledge of known civilizations is also being revolutionized. Only last year, the delta of the Nile revealed its deep secret of no less than 23 miles of secret subterranean passageways connecting 10 temples dedicated to Aten. See issue 475. Universities over the world have had to throw out some of their dearest and most authoritative textbooks, now rendered of less value than the paper on which they were printed. These discoveries and the huge public interest they have engendered have had diverse effects on the purpose and the public image of archaeology. Funding and governmental grants have increased exponentially, as has the interest among wealthy private collectors and unscrupulous museums in acquiring these relics at almost any cost. The high price and profit of these antiquities has led to an explosion in archaeological thievery. Much of this opportunism has manifested in ham-fisted, clumsy operations reminiscent of ancient tomb robbers in terror of the mummy's curse. The higher bidders, however, are able to hire members of a new elite fraternity of professional plunderers, the raptors. Little is known of them as individuals. They are obviously highly trained both in the recognition of valuable artifacts and in dealing with the dangers inherent in exploring some of the locations they have plundered. They must also be men and women of extreme wealth. They are able to equip themselves with the latest technology in both weaponry and portable information systems. It is known that each of them has acquired an example of the Stolland Library HUD system. This abortive and extremely expensive military device gives the user a hands-free penetrative scanning system backed up with no less than 12 gigabytes of library information. It is also clear that there is no love lost between any of them. Just a week ago, the corpse of one Ingrid Seintime was discovered shot through the heart at the entryway of an ancient Mayan temple uncovered in an earthquake only the previous day. The gutter press has imbued these high-tech opportunists with a persona of heroism and adventure. The exploits of these raptors have been used to give a worried population something to occupy their mind, a strong image of survival and adaptability in troubled times. The word raptor is Latin, and it means thief. In the opinion of this journal at least, the world should not lose sight of that fact.